Hi everyone, I'm Freddie and welcome to the start of another reading vlog. In this reading vlog, I will be reading The Shadow Rising by Robert Jordan. Now, this is of course the fourth book in the Wheel of Time series. As you see, I have a bookmark in because I have started a little bit before I managed to film the intro. It's better than last time when I didn't film the intro until I was done. So, improvements, they're happening. We're seeing them. We love it. But I do have a little bit of footage from getting the book from the bookstore and things that I'll also include in the vlog, even though I obviously have it here in the introduction. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I really enjoyed the first three. I have vlogs of the first three books, all spoiler free. This will also remain spoiler free. Now, I do have a video about my spoiler thoughts on the book up on my channel as well. So if you're interested in that, you can check that out. And I learned that I should take notes as I'm reading because I don't remember all the spoiler thoughts I had during my reading of them. I will make sure to do that with these next books so I can really remember all of the details and all of the thoughts I had and not just go based on my memory, because I can't trust that. But let's just get right into the vlog.
Me thinking that the next three were shorter because they are smaller. They just have that like Bible thin paper and they're around like 1,000 pages, 900 pages, 1,000 pages, where these were 800 pages, 700, 600 something. I got tricked by the paper size. I thought they were shorter. I'm at a team building retreat at a little cute, super cute old Danish hotel. We just did like some team building exercises outside. Super fun. Now we have like a bit of time before dinner, so I'm gonna do a bit of reading, get my pulse down from our team building exercises. Hey everyone, it's me here with a quick reading update. I read like 77 pages. I read the first two chapters, so I haven't gotten super far. So it's half an update of what I'm reading and half an update of everything else. Because I've been at this team building retreat. The clips from earlier were from there. That was great, but I am so tired right now. I didn't sleep for like super long, both because I wanted to read, but I also wanted to wake up and catch the owl living in the tree outside the window. I wanted to catch it coming home on video, and I did, but it came back at like 6 in the morning. So for actual reading update, I'm only 2 chapters in, but I'm enjoying it so far. I did not realize this was a 1,000-page book. I am taking some notes, as I mentioned, so that's going nicely. I'm concerned about how many notes I'm gonna end up taking in a 1,000-page book, just based on how many I've taken in the first 77 pages. But we'll see, it will all work out. So the other part of my update is the fact that I am going to Sofia in Bulgaria. Well, we're flying at like 6 in the morning, so we're leaving my apartment in the middle of the night. So right now I'm going with some family. We're going for like a extended weekend kind of thing. I'm super looking forward to that. I've never been to Sofia before. I've heard great things. The pictures look amazing. It's a bit warmer there than it is in Denmark right now, so that'll be nice. I was considering whether I wanted to bring this, but I'm traveling with only like a backpack that can go under the seat in front of me, and this is a big book compared to like that small backpack. So what I did is I bought it on Kindle, both on ebook and audiobook, so I have them with me. I'm honestly not sure, because I'm going with family, how much reading I'll have time to get done, but I'm sure I'll get some done, because there is, you know, the airport and the flying and some time in the evening and probably in the morning. So will I finish it before I get home from Sofia? X for doubt for sure, but we'll see how far I get. For now, that's at least the end of the update. See you later. This is where she was sitting and watching me as I was talking. Hey, Sidwan. Hi everyone. So I'm back from my vacation in Sofia, and as you might be able to tell, I've had a tiny minor little haircut done So I got most of my hair cut off and I love it. I am considering taking off like a bit more in the length, but I was, you know, it was fine to start with a bit longer and then I can always take off a bit more later on. But I'm very much loving this. I've been considering for a while, and the prices in Bulgaria just made me take the jump because it's like a quarter of what it would cost to get done in Denmark. Anyways, I've been reading on my vacation. I haven't done any like talking updates just because I was with family and I wasn't reading that much and all these things. But I am almost 400 pages in to this tiny little book that is very thick, and I'm enjoying it. I'm not as gripped as I was with The Great Hunt, for example, but I'm unsure whether that's because I haven't had the time to read in the same way. Might very well be a part of it, right? But I am still enjoying it. We're getting a lot more like political manipulation, I feel. We're seeing things from the POVs of a lot of characters. I mean, it's mostly the same POVs that we've had before for the most part, but more mixed than they were in the third book, where it was very block of one POV, block of another POV kind of thing. Here it's much more going back and forth all the time, which is more what I expected in a book like this. Some of my worries from earlier books are starting to happen, so I'm a tiny bit worried about where that will go. And I don't mean worries that would make it a bad book, but worries about the plot, things that worry me kind of thing. Did that make any sense? Possibly not. I'm enjoying our characters. We are getting some more romantic subplots that I'm overall fine with. I would say it's not like my favorite part of the story. It's fine. It's not it's not something that takes up a huge amount of space in the story. So it's not something that like bothers me or anything. They're fine. I'm just also not like super engaged with it, and like, it's fine. It's a relatively small part of this book. We're just seeing some more than we've had before. I've been taking a lot of notes, which I like, because sometimes I'm like, oh wait, this piece of prophecy or whatever foretelling was mentioned and I wrote it down earlier, and I can just go through the notes instead of trying to find it in the book. It does of course make my reading a bit slower than it already was, but I don't mind. It's gonna be really nice to have when I do like the spoiler video, because I was missing notes for the first one, but it's also making me think in a different way as I'm reading, I think. And I like it. I'm very interested because I'm about 400 pages in to this book, right? And it's 1,000 pages. And I have no idea where we're going plot-wise. Like, it's meandering is the wrong word, but I do feel like I'm having trouble seeing like the plot progression. Like, there are certain things that are gonna happen that I can see going forward, but the overall plot of this fourth book, I'm unsure what it is, like what it will turn out to be. The other three had quite clear, like, this is what we're doing, and then like following along that to the end. I don't really see that in this one, and that's not a complaint, because I was worried that the plot structure was getting a bit too predictable in the other ones. So I like that it seems like this is taking a different route, but I'm intrigued because I don't know where we're gonna go by the end. And a lot of our characters also seem not to know where, because people aren't telling each other things, which I can see why, but also it's helpful to tell people what your plans are. Yeah, so I'm enjoying it. I'm very interested to see where we go plot-wise. And yeah, I have some characters where they're not bad characters. I'm just hoping that they go through some character development, because I find them interesting as characters, but sometimes what they say, I'm like, just shh, stop. But of course, in a book like this, like, you're probably not gonna love every single character, right? And the character should be flawed in some manner. I'm expecting them to grow and learn and all these things, but for now, some are still like, stop. Anyways, I am gonna read for it's the morning, and I do need to do work. I will be working from home today, but I don't need to start working for a bit, so I'm gonna read a bit more and we'll see how far I get. But this was an update after a lot of time without many updates, because I've been doing things. It also means that I haven't, like, normally in a week I would have read a lot more of this book than I have in this week, because, you know, team building and then vacation takes up a lot of my reading time. And no complaints, but just stating the fact. Anyways, I'll get to reading some more. Talk to you later. Just here with a quick reading update. I just reached chapter 30. That's page 471, so I'm nearing the halfway point. If my eyes happen to look a little red, it's because I was just crying, so that's great. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and I wish that I could just stay home and read all day. But I have to get ready for work and go to work. I have several meetings today that I need to be there in person for, so I have to do that. At least now I have the phone on both Kindle and audiobook, so I can keep, I have the phone on, I have the book on both Kindle and audio, so I can keep reading on my commute and things, because I haven't been doing that with the other books. But for now, I'm just gonna get ready for work and go. I also need to go and buy some cake on the way, because it was my birthday Sunday. Yeah. So that is my plan for now. And I will hurry through work so I can get home and read, because oof, the point I'm at, it's painful to stop right now. Painful. But, you know, being an adult and having a job, I must. I'll see you later with another update. I'm back with another reading update. So I just reached chapter 44. I'm almost 700 pages in. I still have like 300 pages left. This is a very long book, and it is taking me a long time to read it because of the note-taking and everything. But I'm enjoying it a lot, like both the reading experience while note-taking in general. I'm enjoying that because I feel like I'm probably catching like theories and hints more than I usually do, which is nice because normally I don't really notice those kinds of things. So I feel like I'm having a lot more theories. I'm thinking more about the information than I normally do because I'm remembering more information from earlier in the book. Because yeah, this is 700 pages. Like, I've read almost 700 pages. I'm not gonna remember every little detail from the first little bit just off the top of my head without the notes. I'm really enjoying this plot-wise as well. In the beginning of the book, I don't really know how many pages. We were switching POVs a lot, and now for the last while, again, don't know how much, but for a good while, we've been doing kind of the blocks of POVs like we did in the Dragon Reborn, where it's not necessarily only one POV in that block, but it's in the same location kind of thing. So we're like following one location and the cast of characters that's there for a certain block, and then we're switching. And I feel like for me right now, all of the different locations are super interesting, and I get the feeling like when I finish a block of POV chapters, I see that now we're going to one of the other POVs. It's happened several times now that I go, oh no, I want to continue here and see what happens. And then I'm reminded of what's happening in this other POV that we're now seeing again, or for the first time, or whatever. And I was like, oh, right, yeah, this is also super interesting. And I do also want to see what's happening here. So I end up quite conflicted because I both want to continue with the POV I'm already following, but I also want to see the other one. So I wouldn't have minded if it was more interwoven, but I feel like it does make sense to have like blocks. I feel like the pacing in the beginning of the book was a bit slower, and I'm unsure whether it's because I was reading it slower because I was more busy, so I didn't have as much time to read. So I was reading like 10, 20 pages here and there and didn't really have time to sit down and read every day and get like a chunk done. Hi, Sage One. But now it feels much faster, the pace. Don't jump on the table. Sage One. Yeah, I poked you. Don't jump on the table. How many times must I poke you? She looks so offended. It's fine. It's not that I actually try to stop her from jumping on a table. I just clean it when I need to use it because she's a cat. You can't really stop her. I'm just happy she doesn't jump on the kitchen counters. Anyways, what was I saying? What was I saying? Right, the pacing. So, I don't know how far I got. But anyways, so I was reading slower page-wise as well, and that might have made the pacing feel slower, but I also do feel like more is happening now in all of the different POVs. So it might actually also be more fast-paced. It's not fast-paced, but you know, faster paced. So we have about 300 pages left, and where we are now, it's not that it couldn't end up with like the same kind of plot structure that I was worrying was becoming predictable in the previous books, where we kind of split up and everyone ends up back together in the same spot. I mean, there are 300 pages. I can't rule it out, but it doesn't feel quite as, if it does happen, it doesn't feel like it's obvious. Like the other books, it felt very much like, in The Dragon Reborn, it felt very obvious. Like from early in the book that, yeah, sure, we're split up right now, but we're all gonna end up somewhere specific. And it doesn't feel like that in this one. I can't say that they're not gonna end up everyone gathered back together in the same spot and like sharing the climax of the story as it has in the other ones, but it doesn't feel like it will. So I like that. And I did also talk about in the last vlog and in my spoiler video that I was hoping to get more open-ended. Is not really, I don't know if that's the right word, but more where not everything is necessarily like tied up with a nice little bow at the end. Everyone's together, all the plot threads ended up in the same place, and things got resolved for the most part. Again, we do have 300 pages. For all I know, everything will be resolved. Like everything that's happened in the first 700 pages will be resolved in the last 300, but I kind of doubt it because it doesn't feel like we're going that way. Like, of course, some things will be resolved, but with a more like open ending, more opportunity for the next ones. That's what it feels. That's what I'm sensing right now. I have some characters that I'm annoyed with. Not many, and not, again, like not annoyed where it's like you're a bad character, but just like you annoy me as a character. Like I see why, I see what we're doing with you, but you annoy me. I'm taking a lot of notes, and I have many theories. I feel like I have many theories where I was like, oh, could this be this person? Could this person be related to this person? Could this, and then just like going back and forth, like when a thought strikes me, and that's one of the things that I'm like enjoying about taking notes, because all of these random thoughts and theories I would just forget normally, and now I'm writing them down, and I'm sure that I will be going back through my notes when I'm doing the spoiler video and being like, what was I thinking? And I like that, because then it's not only the theories that I got right that I'll remember and be like, oh yeah, I called that. It's also all the other ones that I did not get right, that were completely off, that I'll be able to look back at and think, am I an idiot? Is that what's happening here? Because it might very well be what is happening. I might very well be an idiot. But anyways, I'm sure I'll get some more reading done later. But for now, that's my update. Talk to you later. Here with a reading update. I just read chapter, I want to say 47, called The Truth of a Viewing, which I don't feel like is a spoiler title. And things are happening. I feel like it's one of those things where, yeah, there's been hints and it's been building, and but still I feel like I just got hit with a sledgehammer in this chapter, in a good way, but also I'm stressed. I have like 225 pages left still of The Shadow Rising, and I feel like if we go from here and continue this level for the rest of the book, I might need help. I don't know how I'll handle that stress, if that's gonna be accurate, because what just happened? I'm not okay. I've been enjoying this book so far. It's taken me quite a bit longer than the previous books to read, in part because I've had less time, so I haven't been able to have like long sit-down sessions where I've just been like reading for a really long time that much. So while I have been enjoying The Shadow Rising, I haven't felt necessarily like as gripped and as held, enthralled as I did in The Great Hunt. I felt that was, much faster paced than The Eye of the World, for one, and I was much more gripped in the story. All of the POVs are exciting. I want to read about all of them. I want to know what's happening. And now this. Again, stressed. If we go at this level for 200 pages, I will not be okay. I took so many notes during this. I don't even know how long is the chapter. So it is a quite long chapter. And I can't actually look at how many notes I took, because I'm taking the notes in my Notion app on my phone, and my phone is currently filming me. So, but there were some pages where like every paragraph I would stop, put the book down, write a note, and it would sometimes be quite lengthy notes. I'm both like noting events that I want to remember, but also like reactions to things from me and emotions I want to remember. There were a lot in this chapter. I'm excited and I'm worried, and anyways, that was my little reading update. Other things happened before this chapter. Actually, several other interesting developments have happened shortly prior to this chapter, but right now that's the only thing my brain is willing to consider right now. So yeah, I am scared and excited to read the last 200 something pages. Wish me luck. Au! Nej, gider ikke, du komme med. Helvede satoren. Nej. 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 Hey, just finished a little morning reading session, but I have to go to work now. I'm on chapter 53, so I'm getting close to the end. I have like 130 pages left, something like that. I'm hoping I can finish it today. We'll see, hopefully, but I'm enjoying it. The stress level did go down, which is probably good for my circulatory system, but I'm sure it'll go back up soon. I'm really enjoying it. Saitron was not satisfied with the amount of attention I gave her this morning as I was reading, even though I was petting her the entire time, so I don't know how easy it is to see. But this isn't even her like scratching me, it's just her like doing the little paw reaching out, but she has really sharp claws and she's not good at retracting them or knowing that that hurts. It's fine. I love her anyways. She's cute. She's just not aware how sharp her claws are. So I finished it. I finished The Shadow Rising and it was really good. It was really, really good. I feel like I was entertained throughout, which given that I didn't have a lot of time to read, so I was like reading a little bit here and there for a longer period of time than I normally can keep my attention on a book if I don't finish it. It was pretty, like, that was well done. I was interested in all of the POVs. I was annoyed when we switched POVs from one to another, but then as soon as I was like, oh right, oh this POV, I want to read this too. That's a great feeling to have. And this is 1,000 pages and I was kept entertained. My fears that I mentioned in previous vlogs, that the plot structure was becoming too predictable, Robert Jordan heard me back in time when he wrote this book, because this had a completely different structure and we ended up, as I was hoping, with a much more open ending, like many more possibilities, much more variety in where people are at the moment, and it wasn't everyone coming together for a big climax. All of the different storylines had like their own, you know, climax to their story, and it's all open from here, and that's what I was hoping for. So that made me so happy to read. As I mentioned, I enjoyed all of the POVs. Matt does annoy me sometimes. I feel like he's kind of, he keeps blaming anything on other people. Like, just, you're in this situation, you know you're in this situation, just live with it. Like, I mean, that might sound a bit harsh, but deal with it. We'll see if he improves, but everyone else I'm very much enjoying. There was a new friendship. There were several new friendships in this one that I was enjoying a lot. Some new characters. Well, some of them weren't necessarily new, like we met them in previous books, but like newly introduced as more important side characters and bonding with our main cast. Without spoiling, some things happened that I've been hoping for, which is always nice. Such a good flop. It's just so nice. It smells good. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I took so many notes on this one, so I feel like I was catching things more because I was taking notes, but I was still surprised at several points in the end where I was like, oh, I was thinking we were going this direction. Nope, we're going this direction. And I had some suspicions about some characters that turned out to, like, they were still suspicious, but in a different way than I expected. So that was nice. And I like that now, like if I look back in my notes, I might be able to catch it, because when some of the things happened, I went, oh, I did not even consider this. I'm an idiot. And that was even though I took so many notes. Another thing, I feel like we're also learning so much more about the history of the world, and also even more about different cultures, which I'm loving. Such a massive, very intricate world. Again, I think I mentioned this in the first one as well, that I don't feel like the world building is like super, what's the word for it? Info dumpy, that was the word I was looking for. I don't feel like we're getting the information in like an info dumping kind of way. I feel like it's very nicely woven into the story. So I feel like we're learning so much about the world and about the people in it and the history of the world without feeling bogged down. And that's great, because again, it's this 1,000 pages. This could have been like so much info dumping and nothing happening, and it wasn't. So I'm thinking about it. I think maybe like the first 200 pages, I'll have to look into my notes, which is they're on my phone, and my phone is here. But I do think I had that it felt a bit slow paced in the beginning. I might have mentioned that in a previous little update video, but honestly, I don't remember any of it because I've been reading this for a while. But I do feel like there was a part that was a bit slow paced, just kind of like following up on the situation we left off in The Dragon Reborn. And then as soon as like this book's story really started, I feel like it just took off. And there were several things that had me stressed. Not just my reading the last 50 pages on my commute to work and then home from work today, and being stressed because I was so close to like the last 50 pages. But I had to go to work, and that's just typical. But yeah, so I really, really enjoyed this. I was already invested in the story in the first 3 books, but I am definitely like just even more invested now. I have the next book. I'm dropping everything. I have the next book, The Fires of Heaven, here, and depending on because I need to do some things in my apartment that I've been putting off because I wanted to finish this. So depending on how long that takes, I might not have time to start it tonight, but if I can, I will be starting this tonight. There's so many ways that the story can continue from here, and I'm very excited to see where it goes. That's, I think, all the thoughts I can think of that I haven't like said during the thing. And again, I am planning to do a full spoiler thought video when I have the next 2 books finished. So if you're interested in that, keep an eye out. I don't know when it'll be up because it'll depend on when I finish the next 2 books. So if you've stuck around all the way till the end, thank you so much. And I really hope you enjoyed this vlog. And I will see you next time. Bye.